Damn.
What is up, YouTube? My name is RSMario, and this is my weekly news roundup show that never, ever comes out on time. You know, it's supposed to be Friday, but one of these days is actually going to be on a Friday. So today we have some pretty interesting stories for you. So we got one about the big deal between Nintendo and Microsoft. We have a story about Capcom looking to drop $2 million on esports. We have a story about the future of Hogwarts Legacy. We have a lot of stories today to talk about. And if you want to continue getting videos like this from me, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me, as well as follow me at twitter.com/rsmario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet, and I will shout you out at the end of the episode. I promise. I might not be able to get it this time because the editing is a little bit, we're already late, but next video I will be doing the shout outs. We already late. But I will shout you out though if you like my video tweets and stuff like that, as well as subscribe, because 80% of you are not subscribed. Let's get into the news. All right, so let's get to the news. So the first thing is Pokemon Day. Pokemon Day is coming, and I believe it is Tuesday of next week. So just a couple predictions. I don't want to do a whole prediction video because prediction videos don't do very well. I'm already battling the algorithm as it is. So my predictions for Pokemon Day are, I think we're going to get something with Nintendo Switch Online. I don't know if they're going to announce all of Generation 1 through 3. That would be good, but it's going to be something with Nintendo Switch Online. The big rumor is that it's going to be Generation 1 through 3 with compatibility for Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, which are all on Nintendo Switch Online. I think we're going to get something to that extent. I think we're going to get either Detective Pikachu 2, which people have said is still going to be, you know, in development, or either we're going to get that Mystery Dungeon remake that is also being rumored. The other thing I think we're definitely going to get is we're going to get some news on the Pokemon anime. So like maybe a trailer for the new anime with the new characters, because Ash is retired. You know what I'm saying? Ash is out. He done. You know what I'm saying? So, new character, new anime. I think we're gonna get a trailer for that. There is a rumor that there might be a short movie, like a short film, you know, that's done in a completely different art style. That's gonna be for Pokemon Day. We might get that. I also think that we might get another Pokemon spin-off game, not a main game, but a spin-off game. You know what I'm saying? Something else akin to like a Pokken tournament, you know, like maybe a Pokken tournament 2, or like, you know, something to that extent, something different like that. And then of course we'll get the Scarlet and Violet DLC stuff, you know, just a hint at what the DLC is, and then it might give us another trailer closer to June. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Pokemon Day. Speaking of Pokemon, Pokemon Go had some issues in the last couple days. So Niantic asked Pokemon Go players not to visit the public park, unless they bought the $30 in-game pass. So now Niantic, the guys who developed Pokemon Go, had a big Pokemon Go event in this big park, and like 17,000 people showed up. You know, and so yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pokemon Go developer Niantic recently implored its players to stay away from a public park in Las Vegas unless they purchase a $30 in-game content pass. Sunset Park was the location of the Pokemon Go Tour Hoenn event, which took place from February 18th to 19th. And for those who paid the $25 before the new year or $30 after it, let players engage in all sorts of extra in-game activities focused on Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Players descended on the park in hope of raiding, catching, trading, and battling pocket monsters, but 17,000 players showing up, you know, allegedly disrupted the local network and rendered the game unusable for those who paid. So basically, if you paid money to do this, you was burnt because of all the freebies, because of all the freeloaders that came in. You got burnt. That's crazy. And then check this out. In a tweet now, from the official Pokemon Go account, stating that an additional 17,000 trainers without tickets joined us at the park, causing spotty connectivity throughout the day. In a subsequent tweet, the developer asked non-ticketed players to stay away from the public park altogether in order to ensure a smooth event for the ticket holders. And then here's the tweet. We asked that trainers who do not have a ticket for the Pokemon Go tour in Las Vegas refrain from joining us at the park to ensure a smooth event for the Sunday ticket holders. Trainers who have the Sunday extra day add-on. So basically, if you ain't paid, don't come to the park because you're screwing over the people who did. That's crazy, bro. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in all my days. Even in some of the bootleg companies I've worked for, I've never seen them do something like this. Now, on the one hand, I understand why they did it, because the people who didn't pay are screwing over paying customers. But on the other hand, though, it's a public park. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do something like this, you need to have it in like a place that's more constrained, so you can just have paying customers come in, you know what I'm saying? Or have an area for them to go so that the internet won't be bad. Alright, so segueing into some more Nintendo news, we have Microsoft and Nintendo have now negotiated and signed a binding 10-year legal agreement to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo players, the same day as Xbox, with full feature and content parity. So they can experience Call of Duty just as Xbox and PlayStation gamers enjoy Call of Duty. We are committed to providing long-term equal access to Call of Duty to other gaming platforms, bringing more choice to more players and more competition to the gaming market. So this is pretty interesting. Because Call of Duty is kind of screwed over Nintendo for a while. The last Call of Duty game I can remember on a Nintendo system was on the Wii U. I think that was Black Ops 3. I think. I think that was the last one. And you can imagine how many Call of Duty games have come out since Black Ops 3. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Nintendo, it's usually because of Nintendo's hardware, you know what I'm saying? There's no real reason that they would want to make, because they would essentially, like, if say you wanted to put something like Warzone, or something like, you know, Modern Warfare 2, you would have to literally make a low-res version or a lower-res version that works on the Switch hardware. And companies usually don't want to do that. There's enough, like, Warzone has enough problems as it is on the platforms that it's on, and it's only on like 3. So to have them have to make a low-res version of Warzone for the Switch, it's just crazy. But I'm willing to see what they do. I'll play Warzone on the Switch. I ain't played Warzone in a minute, but I'd hop back in, you know, to smoke my Nintendo friends, you know what I'm saying, in some Warzone. But I think the main reason they're doing this is PR from Microsoft, because Microsoft is going through it trying to get this Activision Blizzard deal to go through, and they're doing this to say that, hey, look, even though we own these properties, we are totally willing to allow other companies to use them, just like if it was a third party. You know what I'm saying? Now, when that 10 years is up, that's the question. You know what I'm saying? Because they also did the same thing with NVIDIA GeForce, which is a cloud gaming platform. So basically, this is Microsoft trying to say, look, we're not trying to start a monopoly yet. So speaking of money and Nintendo, Nintendo says $70 USD won't be a trend. Games priced on a case-by-case basis. Don't expect every title to match Zelda's price. So this is a story that I have forgot to put in for like 2 episodes now of my news show. So yeah, essentially they're saying that not every Switch game is gonna be $70. Now, more than likely, when the next Switch console comes out, that's probably gonna change, because especially if that console happens to be 4K, that's the whole reason why games went up to $70 in the first place, was because of games being 4K. If you're wondering what exactly is going on, Nintendo has now provided an official response via Game Informer. According to the video game giant, game pricing is done on a case-by-case basis, and the price tag on the new Zelda game isn't necessarily going to be a trend going forward. And then the official quote says, "We determine the suggested retail price for any Nintendo product on a case-by-case basis." Just happens that this case is $70. It's just $10 more than all the other cases. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think I think this right here is a little interesting. There has to be something else to this as to why they decided to make this one $70. I mean, we've seen all the copyrights, all the different like, oh look, we got this new thing and this new feature, and we got this. It's got to be something like that. There's got to be a culmination of different things that they've had to do for this game to work, for them to make it $70. But do you think it's gonna be $70? Do you think you want to pay $70 for a Switch game? I mean, maybe this particular Switch game, but I don't know. Alright, so speaking of money and Nintendo, yet again, I don't know why I kept all the Nintendo stories bunched up together. I need to spread them out next time. Gotta keep them all. So Nintendo raising the wages 10% to secure workforce as profit slumps. So the president of Nintendo is promising to boost the wages at the Japanese video game maker despite a slight dip in profit and a lower outlook for the year to come. President Shintaro Furukawa said the company is raising wages of its Japanese workforce by 10%. It looks to compete in a tight labor market. It's important for our long-term growth to secure our workforce, Furukawa said during the earnings call last week, or this week, or probably last week by the time you get this, according to Reuters. So basically, they're trying to keep their employees. So, you know, I'm guessing there's a very competitive workforce in Japan right now, and so it seems like they're trying to keep their employees, give them incentive to stay. So Nintendo sold fewer machines compared to the year earlier, partially because a shortage in computer chips, a critical part of the console due to disruptions from the pandemic, crumpled. Should that be crumpled? It says crumped though. Crumbed production, the company said. Nintendo has lowered its full fiscal year profit forecast to 370 billion yen, which is about $2.8 billion, from the 400 billion yen they had projected in November of the previous fiscal year. So, essentially what's going on here is it looks like the job market in Japan is either tightening or it's getting very competitive. So in order for them to maintain their workforce, they give them an incentive to stay. So just give them more money, which I think is amazing. I don't know. I think there's some American companies that should look at this and be like, we need to keep our workers. Instead of giving them pizza parties, maybe give them some money. You know what I'm saying? Be like Nintendo. Give us money, okay? That'd be nice. As far as the slump in profits, there's a couple different things. So, essentially, I'm thinking here, what happened there was the delay in Tears of the Kingdom. That's what I think. I think that 30 billion yen was probably going to be like Tears of the Kingdom money. But I think the main thing is the pandemic and also just market saturation. I think so many people have Switches now. Most people that want a Switch have one. And I think that's what's going on with the console at this point. Alright, finally a non-Nintendo story. So Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster is in the works, says Insider. So the rumored Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster is on its way, according to a reputable source. Bloomberg's ever-reliable journalist Jason Schreier has reported to a Twitter user query about the remaster, confirming that it's coming, although it's unclear whether the re-release will be of the original game or the upgraded War of the Lions version. Hopefully the War of the Lions version, because that's the version that I played. See, I never played the original Tactics. I played War of the Lions, and I played all of the DS ones. Rumors of the remaster gained steam after Threat Rhythm. What is that? what is that? Therythm, Final Fantasy developers inadvertently revealed in a recent interview with Finland that the team behind Final Fantasy Tactics is currently working on a project. While it was not clear if this project was Tactics itself or a new project, Schreier posts some points to some sort of remaster in development. Now, here's the thing. So, the Final Fantasy Tactics remaster was something that was also leaked back during the big NVIDIA leak. Alright, I did a video on that. I did one on this channel. I did one on my other channel. You know what I'm saying? I covered the NVIDIA leak. And yeah, it's possible. That leak so far has been pretty reputable. And the two big things Final Fantasy related that were on that leak was a remake of Final Fantasy IX, which also sounds bananas, by the way, and a remake of Final Fantasy Tactics. Both of those, I would pay all the monies for those. Okay? So, since it was on that leak, more than likely it is a thing. When we'll get it, I mean, hopefully they'll say something about it this June at E3. But yeah, I think this is gonna be good. Have you ever played Final Fantasy Tactics? You know what I'm saying? I mean, Final Fantasy Tactics is what got me into Fire Emblem. So, hey, I'm all down for a remake. All right, so we're moving on to Capcom. So Capcom announces more than $2 million prize pool for upcoming Pro Tour Street Fighter 6 to be the exclusive game. Online premiere events officially coming as well, along with traditional online competitions. So, at the tail end of the Capcom Cup 9, I think that's 9. Yeah, I in front of X is 9, if I'm not mistaken. It was revealed that the next season of the Pro Tour would have more than $2 million prize pool, with a $1 million payout going to the first place overall winner. This is an exceptional amount of money that puts the next year's Capcom Cup up there with some of the biggest esports events around. Which I'm trying to think of what esport event gives out that much money. I think the Overwatch League Grand Finals, I believe the team gets $1 million or $500,000 or something to that extent. I can't think. I don't know about, like, I know there's probably like maybe League of Legends, maybe Worlds for League of Legends does. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of crazy though. Also, it is confirmed that Street Fighter 6 will be taking over as the main exclusive spot for the Pro Tour, ending Street Fighter 5's run entirely. The next season of the Pro Tour will feature both offline and online premiere events, which should bring an entire new generation of players into the fold. We are at event hubs. We here at event hubs can't read no more. We here at event hubs have played Street Fighter 6 thoroughly online, and the state of the netcode is vastly improved over the previous versions in the franchise. So that should be pretty good. I might throw my head into the ring. I know I'm an old man, but Street Fighter was my jam back in the day since Street Fighter 2. You know what I'm saying? And Street Fighter 4, bro, I was smoking people. I actually went to my first ever esports tournament. Locals was Street Fighter 4. You know what I'm saying? My first time I ever got into esports. So your boy might throw his hat in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I might get it thrown back at me, but for $2 million, you gotta try. Okay, so the Hogwarts Legacy continues. So a Hogwarts Legacy TV show is reportedly in development at HBO Max. It is claimed the series will be based on Warner's recently launched fantasy game. That's according to sources cited by Giant Freaking Robot, an entertainment news site with some track record of exclusive reporting. It claims the series is still in its early phases of development, but that like, I don't think that goes together like that. But that like Warner Brothers recently released Hogwarts Legacy game. It will presumably be set before the original Harry Potter novels and the Fantastic Beasts spinoffs. VGC, which is where I got the story from, has contacted Warner Brothers for comment on this, and will report if we hear anything back. So essentially, this is actually really, really good. All right, because Hogwarts Legacy was massive. There have been talks for years to do a Harry Potter TV show. I believe there was a rights issue when HBO Max first came out, so they couldn't do it. You know, around the same time they were doing like the Snyder Cut and all this other kind of stuff. Now all the rights stuff seemingly is good now. So yeah, there have been rumors for about a year or so that, you know, they were going to be moving Harry Potter from the movies to TV, similar to what happened to Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? So to kind of like reboot the franchise sort of on TV, so that can build a foundation for something to make movies on eventually in the future. This will be a perfect like jumping off point to actually do something like that. And with the name Hogwarts Legacy, everybody loved the Hogwarts Legacy game, with the exception of all the Twitterati activists that hated it. Yo, I can't wait to see the backlash. The biggest part about this is probably gonna be the backlash. Alright, I want to see what people gonna have to say about it this time. Okay, and God bless the people who are gonna work on this project, because you know them actors about to get slack. I heard that they actually bullied a streamer to tears because she was playing Hogwarts Legacy. Watch out, it's crazy out there. So that's about it for this. Of course, you know, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about the news. Tell me what you think about Nintendo paying their people more. Tell me what you think about this China Microsoft thing. Microsoft bringing Call of Duty to Nintendo. Tell me what you think down in the comments. And as always, people, keep it real.